everyone and welcome to another Trimcraft Tuesday video. For this week's video I am doing a scrapbook layout with the very beautiful Botanical Beauty paper pad from first edition. I was just flicking through it there for you to get a little look, and I'm scrapping this picture of my beautiful cat Conan, who if you are not new, if you are a regular to my channel, you have seen him many times. I probably scrap pictures of him more than I scrap pictures of anything or anyone else. But yes, also if you're getting a little fed up with the scrapbook processes from me lately, I think this is my 5th one in a row, then apologies. We have been on and around International Scrapbook Day, so that's kind of the reason why. But tomorrow or Thursday, so Wednesday or Thursday, there will be something different, I hope, if I can get it up in time. But anyways, yes. So I've started off with this layout just with a 12 by 12 piece of white cardstock. This is some very strong 300 GSM stuff that I buy from the range, and unless, oh look, Conan came to visit. It's like his ears were burning knowing that I was doing a scrapbook layout about him, so he came to visit for a little while, and obviously you could see there I was doing some watercolour and had to move that quite swiftly out of the way before fur got on it, and I think fur did end up on it anyway because he is seriously molting at the moment. There is lumps of cat all over the house. Anyway, yes, what was I saying about the cardstock? Yeah, 300 GSM. Unless you're doing some seriously heavy mixed media, you don't actually really need to gesso it, which I think is fab. But yes, anyways, I'm going in with my Kuretake Tambi, said that really quickly, well done me, watercolours in 3 different greens, I think, and obviously I've sprayed the paper and I'm just putting bits of watercolour over the top there, and I'm kind of doing a reverse watercolour in that I'm putting the colour on first with bits of water, and then I'm going to spray over the top of it and let it move that way, rather than the other way around. You know, usually you have lots of water and then let it move first, rather than doing what I'm doing now. I hope that made at least a little bit of sense. But yeah, so I put the colour on and then I'm letting the water move around and do its thing and such, and then just topping up different colours where, you know, there was a bit blank and stuff, and just filling it in there, and yeah, just making this really sort of pretty green swooshy thing either side, and then I'm just drying that off with the heat tool. And I don't think you see me do this, but I did dab up some little excess bits of water with some kitchen roll. Annoyingly, that bit of watercolour right in the very middle just then looked really pretty, but it was going to get covered up, so I got rid of it. And then up the sides I'm going in with some Nuvo Glimmer paste in, it's probably got a more fancy name than this, but it's gold. It's probably called like Gold Delightful Afternoon or something. Companies come up with some crazy names for colours, don't they? Anyway, gold. I'm just using this leafy stencil. I'm not 100% sure where that is from. I think it was an AliExpress purchase. But yes, I'm just going up either side with that. The Botanical Beauty paper pad and gold just together is just the most delicious thing ever. They just, oh, I just want to put all of the gold with this paper pad. One of the papers is gold foiled, but I want to put gold with all of the papers. Oh my goodness, what is it with when I do a voiceover? I can be in my craft room uninterrupted for hours and hours and hours, or I can be in the house and I don't see another living soul for, as I say, hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's just like, as soon as I start recording a voiceover, the whole world appears and needs to talk to me for some reason. I'm not complaining, I love the people who interrupt my voiceovers dearly, but it's just so typical that, you know, when I'm quite happy to be interrupted, it never happens, but when I'm doing a voiceover, all of the interruptions. Anyways, so yeah, if you heard a weird gap in the voiceover, that's because yet again I was interrupted. Anyways, back to what I'm actually doing. Once my glimmer paste was dry, I wanted to have like one long strip of paper going up the exact centre of the layout. Might not actually be exact centre looking at it, but I wasn't going to measure it because I'm too lazy for that kind of thing. I started off initially wanting to use that very dark green paper, you can see it there, and I decided it was actually too dark, so I've gone with this paper instead, which is still a dark green but not nearly as dark, in this sort of tiled effect, and that was just much better. So the picture, I've already said, is of my cat Conan. Many of you will have seen him many times, as I said earlier, but yes, he and the title of this layout is called Jungle Cat, as you will have seen from the title. But the picture, basically, even though it's in a garden in Kent, it looks kind of tropical. It just must have been the way the sun was hitting it, because he looks in it like much darker black than he actually is. He's more of a, you know, in the sunlight he's kind of brown, but anyway, in the picture he's kind of got like that such dark black that it's all, there's a blue sheen to it, and behind him the sun is hitting the grass just right, and the plants and stuff, and they look really lush green, and there's some orange flowers, and it just looks so much more tropical than it actually is, and it kind of looks like he's a little mini Black Panther. So yes, that's why it's called Jungle Cat, and I've kind of got this whole tropical jungly theme going on, even though, as I said, it's a garden in the south of England. But anyways, so you can see there I have a bajillion fussy cut pieces from the paper pad. Those flowers that are called, oh, I am so bad at flower names. Is it hibiscus, the one that has the long dangly bit that sticks out of its middle? That is very wrong sounded, I'm very sorry, but you know the flower I mean. Is that hibiscus? I don't know, nor do I particularly care, but pretty tropical flower in that red colour. Fussy cut a load of those, some leaves, some of the little white flowers, and there's also a big old pile of fussy cut butterflies as well, which I have, yes, lots and lots and lots of. And those were fussy cut with one of the pearlescent papers as well, so they've got a lovely sheen, pearlescent obviously, sheen to them as well, so they're super, super pretty. So my main thing I'm doing in this layout, which happens, I spent ages doing, is I've got some of this gold thread, no idea where it's from, I'm sorry, I think my mum gave it to me. And I'm just bundling bits of it up and putting it behind some of the ephemera pieces. Well, they're not ephemera pieces, fussy cut pieces. Putting them behind the pieces so the thread is stuck down, but it's kind of loosely coming out of all the embellishments and dangling down and stuff. And I just did that over and over and over again. Like here with the butterfly, what I'm doing is putting a glue dot on the back of the butterfly, bundling up some thread, sticking some of it to that glue dot, then putting another glue dot over the back of that to keep the thread in place kind of thing, but it also helps the butterfly stick up even more, so there's more dimension and stuff, and I just think it works great. So I spent a very, very, very long time, and I have cut a lot of it out because I didn't want you guys to get too bored, just doing that over and over again, bundling up bits of gold thread, sticking them under one of the fussy cut pieces, whether that be a flower or a leaf or a butterfly or whatever, and I just did that over and over and over and over again. Not every single fussy cut piece has gold thread behind it, you know, I didn't go too overboard, but a lot of them do. Anyways, by this point, this is like 45 minutes later, I kid you not, I decided it was just about time to put my photo on my layout, so I'm backing it with that really dark green that I had initially planned to use as my main paper, but just obviously decided against it. But the really dark colour just helped the photo pop, and then also using the reverse side of that dark green, which is that sort of tiled one again with the sort of a jadey green and a limey green, and anyways, yes, use that as well to back it because that also helped it pop. And then I'm also backing my photo on foam, which, as I keep saying, I have said for the past 3 weeks, I'm always doing foam at the moment, but I love me some foam. But yes, and I'm only putting it in the very centre of the photo, so I still have the ability to tuck stuff underneath the photo should I need to, and that's what I've done, for example, with that little piece I've just added on the left of the photo there. And I'm going to add another bit at the top here with another flower, another bundle of gold, of course, because I just really like this effect with the gold thread. I see some scrapbookers do it all the time with thread, and I don't personally particularly like it with just plain colour thread. It doesn't interest me as much. Maybe it will do after this, I don't know, but I think with a gold thread or maybe another metallic like a silver or whatever, it really, really does work. Anyways, after that, I decided there needed to be just something else on the layout, you know, further out from that whole centerpiece going on. So I've just added a couple of butterflies, easy way of getting around it. I'm just not very good at leaving lots of white space on my layouts. I know it's very in at the moment, you know, people do like leave loads and loads of white space on their layouts, and don't get me wrong, I think it's beautiful. I struggle to do it myself. I'm someone who just likes lots going on, so yes. Anyway, added those butterflies there, and then those gold thickers I'm using, I think they're Maggie Holmes ones. They're the foam ones that are mint at the side, and then these thickers as well are also Maggie Holmes, and I'm just using some of the little leaf flourishes and stuff just to add just couple of areas of interest and stuff around the photo. I think those were from the Flourish collection. I think, I'm not sure. And then I added that little heart down the bottom there because of the whole rule of 3 thing. I just thought, you know, it needed something else. And then I'm adding these little gems. They are all from Simply Creative. I believe there's wide ones, are like centimetre ones, and then there's probably 5mm ones, and I did have some teeny tiny ones, but I'm not sure if I actually used those. But I'm just putting those in, tucking them under all the little fussy cut pieces, just having little pops of shiny pretty goldness peek out from behind all the things. Just so much gold in this layout, but it makes me so happy. So yes, loads of those going down. And then I just finished off, of course, because we had to, with all the gold, with a bit of gold Heidi Swap colour shine. And yes, it's okay, you don't have to tell me. I do know that it's discontinued, and you can also hate me because I'm one of the people who bought one of the very last bottles on Amazon UK. You don't have to hate me completely because I didn't buy the very last bottle, but I bought the second to last bottle. As soon as I heard it was discontinued, I was like, ah, and just immediately ran to Amazon and bought it. But anyway, yes, I've splattered some of that around the layout because we needed that extra little bit of gold. And there we go, I am finished. So hopefully next week's Trimcraft Tuesday will be some cards for something a little bit different. As I say, I don't want to over scrapbook at you guys, but I hope you enjoyed this process video. Anyways, Botanical Beauty is so pretty, and I will leave some links to where you can check it out and purchase it should you wish to. Other than that, I think I am going. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.